I'm Hattie. I'm a literary agent at Blake Friedmann Literary Agency. I've been there for about 5 years now. I represent women's fiction, a bit of crime fiction, YA and middle grade fiction, and non-fiction. So a nice range of stuff. As a literary agent, my days are completely different every single day. I represent authors, so that involves things like helping edit their work, submitting their work to editors, so crafting pitch letters. When I negotiate contracts on their behalf, I check royalty statements, do all kinds of strange admin jobs around those kind of things. I'll be meeting editors and keeping in touch with what they're looking for. I also manage our internship scheme at Blake Friedmann, as well as the Carol Blake Open Doors project, which is our scheme to help people from underrepresented backgrounds get into publishing. So like a whole range of different things part of my day-to-day job. I would advise, first of all, to read a lot. The more you read, and especially in the area of your writing, the more you kind of absorb stylistic things and your writing will become more natural just through practice. I'd also recommend connecting with other writers. It's really lonely being a writer, and sometimes it can make you feel like you're specifically more terrible than other people because you don't talk to other people enough. So I always think being part of a writer's group, doing a writer's course, you know, sharing your work with friends and family, it can make you feel more connected. And it also helps you improve your writing by getting feedback from other people. And yeah, I would also just, recommend taking risks, putting your stuff out there. You never know if you're good or bad if you don't ask people and take a few risks with it. So, what a good is it just sitting on your desktop, take a risk and share it. At Blake Friedmann, we all receive our submissions directly to us and to our email inboxes. We ask for a submission covering letter, a synopsis, and 3 opening chapters. For non-fiction, it's slightly different. We ask for a proposal, but all of the details are on our website. All the agents, there are 5 book agents at Blake Friedmann, we all receive our submissions directly to us. So it's basically up to each individual agent as to whether we take on a client or not. If I like something, I will request a full manuscript. And if I still like it after that, then I might ask to meet the author. And if I think that all goes well, then I might share it with a few colleagues and offer representation. I get between 30 and 50 submissions a week. So it's quite a lot of reading. It's a very selective process. So you do have to really stand out, but also I'm really keen to build my list and find new talent. So, it's not impossible. I take on a lot of authors from my submissions pile. Once I've taken on an author, it will obviously vary from book to book, but generally what happens is that we would discuss, first of all, any structural edits, changes to the manuscript as a whole, involving things like, is the plot happening in the order it should happen? Are there bits that need to be cut or moved? Are all the characters working? Sometimes you want to lose a character entirely, or sometimes you might need to add characters or build them up a bit more. Anything that sort of happens on that big manuscript-wide level, we'll do first. Then after we're happy with the novel in a structural sense, for some projects, in fact most projects, we'll then do a line edit. So looking at each individual sentence and see how it's working, if we need to change some sense to other words or remove adjectives, or if there are any typos or anything like that, I'll do editing on that level. When we're really happy with the manuscript, we send to editors. Again, this varies from project to project, but normally I would send to about 15 editors from the big 5 houses and a lot of independent houses too, to give the book its best chance. After that, you hope you get an offer in, and as an agent, I'm there to help negotiate that offer to make sure that the author gets the best deal possible. And that's in terms of their own rights and also money and all of the other things you might expect. And then I work with the author all the way down the line. So making sure that, first of all, the publisher fulfills all of their contractual obligations, including things like editing and covers and making sure that it's published in the right market and sold in the right shops and all that kind of thing. And then talking to the author about what are they going to write next and making sure that their career works long term, not just that one book. I've been meeting a whole range of stuff because I do such a range of different writing. I've had the opportunity to listen to people who have pitched me crime novels, women's fiction novels, YA novels, memoir. It's really interesting to have such a different range of ideas and be able to listen to so many different voices all in one place. I think that's really special. I'm from the north myself. I'm from Sheffield, and I really it matters a lot to me that we represent northern writers. There is such a pedigree of wonderful talent from the north, but I think publishing has got more and more London-centric and less able to locate it. So for me, it's really important to continue to come to events like these and talk to local and regional writers and find voices that we wouldn't necessarily get to hear if we stick within our little London bubble. And for me, that's what this is mainly about, reaching out and finding writers from the places I grew up in and the places I know. I think there's nothing quite like being able to talk to the people who actually make books happen in order to understand how the process works. You can study it in your degree but it can feel a bit theoretical. And when you actually meet real people, you understand that submitting to an agent isn't that scary. We're just normal people like you. And it can help people get that final bit of confidence to take the risk and send their novel out there. Who knows, they might be the next bestseller and we'll be able to say they met right here in Manchester. It's been great. I think the atmosphere is really exciting. It's great to see such a range of people. I always like getting together with people from my industry to meet people who maybe I've never met before, and be able to meet writers, because that's why we're all in it. We love writing and we love writers. Absolutely. I think it's so important that writers take out all of these opportunities to meet people in the industry, to share their writing, to get feedback on their writing, and to really connect with a community, because it can be so lonely and so demoralizing, and it's events like this that give you that confidence and that happiness in your own work to keep on going and to keep writing.